This month, we're talking about boundaries. Last month, we covered getting rid of those manuals, those rules for how other people should behave. And the natural reaction to that often is, what, I'm supposed to let people just walk all over me? First, remember, you cannot actually control how other people behave, no matter how many rules you have. Number two, you can put in place boundaries. Boundaries are clear lines of separation that are actually quite healthy. They happen in nature, coastlines and shorelines, and they happen when we put in place a property boundary where it's clearly demarcated. The relationship between the neighbors is actually enhanced. You can put these in place for yourself. They can be for your physical, mental, and emotional health. There are two pieces to a boundary. There is the request or the actual boundary, or the action or consequence that happens when the boundary is crossed that you take. So this is not a way of manipulating others. It is actually a way of preserving the relationship and protecting your health and your goals. It doesn't come from a place of anger or frustration. It actually comes from a place of love. So these can be communicated up front, or they don't have to be. For instance, I don't walk into patient rooms every time and introduce myself and say, "Hi, I'm Dr. Kaler. I have a boundary that you're not allowed to yell at me or my staff." But I do, the handful of times that it has happened, give them a chance to cool down and then explain to them, if you yell at myself or my staff, I will have to ask you to leave the practice and you'll have to find a new provider. It's actually about preserving the relationship and protecting myself and my staff. So you can have a boundary where you put a sign on your door that says, "Do not disturb," except for emergencies, when you're focused on something. And if somebody comes in without an emergency, the consequences or the actions you take, you can say, "Oh, I can't deal with that right now," and put your headphones back in and go back to your focused work. It can be telling your perpetually late running partner that you know she often runs late and that you're willing to wait 10 minutes. But if she's not there 10 minutes after the time set, that you're going to start without her. It can be going on vacation and communicating to your work that you're not working on vacation. And so if you get an email or a text about work, you simply don't respond, or you respond, "Please send this to somebody else in the office." Now you have to have your own back with this. That means don't check your inbox or your work email when you're on vacation, right? So these boundaries are healthy. Now I want to keep in mind that these are not about manipulation, and these are about your own personal boundary space. For instance, you can't manipulate somebody by saying, "If you don't say thank you when I do something nice for you, I'm no longer going to be your friend." No, that's manipulation. There's been no personal boundary that has been broken. So I want to challenge you to recognize when you're doing that, you're actually trying to help other people make you feel a certain way. So what I want us to do is actually work on these boundaries that work for you to preserve the relationship and come from a place of love. So drop the manual, put in place the boundaries, take control of your own emotions, drop the drama, and enjoy your life and your relationships more fully. I hope this was helpful. I'll see you next month.